Emily had never set foot in a mansion before. Raised in a modest sunlit apartment with creaking floors and the constant scent of brewed coffee drifting from the kitchen, she was unprepared for the grandeur of the Harrov estate. Yet when Ryan led her through the gleaming glass doors, she squeezed his hand and reminded herself, "This is my life." Now the engagement party glistened with chandeliers and polite laughter. Emily, a vision in pale blue, felt conspicuously simple among the glittering guests. She clung to her father, Mr. Turner, who watched with quiet pride. Then Margaret Harrov arrived. Draped in dark velvet and diamonds, she wore power like armor. Summoning Emily into the study, she laid out an ultimatum. Sign a prenup forfeiting all rights or the wedding dies. No exceptions, no negotiations. Emily's heart shattered. Alone, she sought solace in her father. People can change. But only if they want to. He offered her a choice and unconditional support, whether she walked away or signed. That morning, Emily signed. Not from fear, but from commitment to what felt best in that moment. Margaret beckoned her into the family with a chilled welcome. Warmth absent. On the wedding day, Emily donned a simple dress and her mother's gold necklace. Margaret sneered at both. In response, Emily stood firm. This was her moment on her terms. Ryan looked on uncertain as Margaret whispered to friends, planted humiliation in the crowd, and subtly undermined her new daughter -and-law. Emily survived the ceremony. But then came the theft. Margaret withdrew from Emily's accounts enough to shatter her sense of security. Ryan offered excuses but no defense. Emily turned to her father, who encouraged her. Fight for your dignity. The family charity gala became the stage for her reckoning. As Margaret delivered another veiled insult announcing a $100,000 donation in Emily's name, Mr. Turner stood and interrupted. He revealed himself as the anonymous benefactor funding the Harrov Foundation for years. The hush was global. He called out Margaret's coercion, extolled Emily's strength, and pledged his daughter's dignity over her wealth. Ryan, shaken but late to support her, finally spoke aloud, "She's my wife." Margaret was left isolated. With that, Emily found her freedom. The next morning, she slept in her father's humble home. With his guidance, the stolen funds were reversed. She invited Ryan back, but only on terms of equality. Emily returned to the library she'd always loved. With her father's quiet financial backing, she launched a foundation teaching women about financial rights in marriage. At its first workshop, Emily stood tall. "You are stronger than you think, and you're not alone." Women came forward with tears and thanks. Months later, as she watched the city sunset with her father, she reflected on her journey. She'd be proud, she whispered of her mother. His response gentle. She would. Margaret's social power eroded. Ryan started anew on his own. Emily's story became one of justice, self-worth, and the strength of standing upright in a world that tries too often to bend us down. Moral. True strength comes not from wealth or status, but from integrity, dignity, and the courage to reclaim your voice and lift others along the way.